Good evening. It's October 12th today, Tuesday, and another episode of my Softness in Software live coding session. Today we are going to look at how to add a self-signed certificate to your website. So first, start the show. Welcome back for another live stream. I'm Matt van Stam, and welcome to another episode of Softness in Software. And we are going to have another look at adding your self-signed certificate to your local website development. And last week we've been looking at this, and that did not completely worked out the way it should be. But today I did some more research past couple of weeks, and we'll get this to work this evening. So stay tuned. Let's move to the code window here. Take my notes. So first we need to clone the GitHub site that we are going to secure or test with the secure environment. Let's go to GitHub. VM seems to be a little bit slow today, but maybe it's downloading a new version of Windows 11 maybe. I'm not even sure what version is running here. H1, but it's still Windows 10, as you can see. I'm wondering what they will do with VMs. Will they shift them over to Windows 11? Well, that website is not really starting. Let's click on this icon. Let's see if that's doing a little bit more. So let me know if you have been using OpenSSL to generate your self-signed certificates. Can be quite complicated if it's all new. Come on guys, why is this not opening? I actually think that it's downloading something. Because this is terribly slow. Otherwise we move over to my regular machine maybe. Even this is slow. Now let's do some maintenance. Not much in there to clean out. Skip. A lot of stuff pending, but we can skip that. It's not downloading as I can see it. And there we have a window. GitHub. PMP add-ins. One moment, please. Why this in one moment, please? Yeah. That's what we discovered already, that it's not responding. There it is already. This is the original Office Development PNP plug, patterns and practices GitHub site. So let's clone this. Copy. Let's see if I can do the GitHub CLI command. Let's move to the data directory, cd data repos, and make a directory for today. That's 2021 10 12. cd 2021 10 12. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And run the command if that's available. Now in here there is a pull request if that's not already submitted. GitHub hosting. There's the code. Within the context of this cloned repo, we are going to run another command. Check out pull request 213. This one has some extra code in there under the samples, cd samples, cd hello world. So there's a very basic website showing just a task panel and then having a manifest file for running an add-in. But first we are going to see if we can get the task pane up and running as a server. So what you usually would do is run HTTP server. If you don't know if you have that available, you can do npm list global depth equals 0. Because the HTTP server, you should run it as a global component, global package, as you should say. If it finds time today to list it, that is. Come on, there it is. So we have the HTTP server installed, and we have the Office add-in HTTP reverse proxy. We're going to discuss that a little bit later. Let's see if there's something outdated here. npm global outdated global. See if we need some updates here. Nothing apparently, so that's good. So what we wanted to do here is to run the task pane HTML in a server. Usually what we would do is do something like HTTP dash server And usually when you just hit enter, it will show you that it will run on localhost 8080. So if you go into a new page here, no, not this one, in the browser page, I should say, and go to HTTP localhost task pane.html. Let's see what it brings. Nothing. Where's the thing here? And that's because it's running on 8080 by default. There it is. This is the add-in that we can host in the in this case within Excel. But that we'll have a look at that later on. At least you see that it's running by simply running this HTTP server. But you can see it's not secure this time. You're running HTTP instead of HTTPS. And let's move to secure right now. Close this and then break this down. Now run HTTP server dash secure. Now it will complain that there is no certificate PAM and there is also no key PAM. So there is our certificate signing coming in. So let's open another window here. Let's go to the temp directory or something like that. cd temp. Yeah, there. A lot of rubbish. Make directory 2021 10 12. Also in the temp environment. 2021 10 12. That's empty right now. So the first thing that we should do, let's bring up Notepad here. Is generate some certificates. Let's first test if we have OpenSSL available. OpenSSL. I think it's -- version to show what we have. That's not valid, so let's what is it? V? Well, it's OpenSSL. Yeah, OpenSSL is working. What's the command version? OpenSSL version. No dashes, nothing. So I'm not using the LibreSSL. You should be using the LibreSSL because that's somewhat more up to date. But for now, you're using the plain OpenSSL software, and let's do that. So the first thing that we need to do is to generate a root key. And it's done by OpenSSL, generate RSA. And we are bringing out the root CA key. And it's encrypted using the 2048 parameter. So copy this and run this in this folder. And we need to bring in a passphrase. Let's call it the test 1 2 3 4 for now. And do that again. 1 2 3 4. And let's see what we got right now in this temp folder. we now have the root certificate key. Let's have a look at Notepad root certificate key. You see, this is an encrypted private key. The private key is important that you keep that to yourself. So next step would be something like this, where we create a root certificate PEM from our key, and it will be valid for 1825 days. And it will be, if you see this, that's an indication that you're actually creating a certificate at this time. So copy. Let's run this. And now we have to pass in the password the passphrase that we used to create the rootca.key. And that was in this case test1234. And now it's asking for some more information. And let's fill that out, like the Netherlands, North Holland, local name, like Schagen. It's a beautiful city in the Netherlands. Organization name, soft as in software. And the organizational unit name is, I think that's the IT department. Common name, soft as in software. And my email address is my demo account. Office developer.nl. Let's see what we have right now. We now have a root certificate key and a root certificate PEM. So next, what we now need to do is import this PEM into the certification manager. Cert manager, where we are going to tell the system that we trust everything created by this certificate. Go to the trusted root certificates. Obviously, you should mention that you should never do this in production, just for development purposes, where you need a root certificate that you can test on your own. Right click, import, and local machine, browse. And in this case, we go to ctemp 2021-12 star, and we pick the PEM. Place it in the Trusted Root Certificate Authorities. Finish. Now you should see in here issued by, soft as in software. There's my details. It's valid until 2026. That's about 1825 days from now. Can it be? Yeah, 25 years. So there it is. So our next step will be to create the server key and the server certificate For that, we go to the next command. So this basically is the trusted root certificate. And now the server. Again, we are generating an RSA item, but this is called a server key. The difference is that it's not the -3 item. So bring this in. Let's see what we got. Now we have a server private key. If we open that notepad, server.key, there's another private key again. And for fun also, let's quickly have a look at the root ca.pem. What's in there? There's the actual certificate for the trusted root. Next thing, we are going to create a certificate sign request. Create a request, a new request using the key server key, and we are creating a server request, server sign request as output file. Bring that in, and there you can put in some arbitrary information. At this time, it's not important when using your self-signed certificate. Put in soft as in software. This will be the IT department again. In this case, we are going to add a localhost and some email address. Challenge password, let's leave that empty for now. Optional company, empty. Not using the extra attributes at this time. And let's see what we have. We now have a client server request. Let's see what's in there. See, there's a begin server certificate request. Now use the request. For this we first need to create an extension file. If it will give it to me. Come on, where is it? Won't open. So for this we need to create another file that will have the purpose of an extension file, in this case called v3 extension, and it's got this follow information as the authority key identifier, the basic constraints and the key uses in the alt names, and the alt names contain the localhost at this time. To do this, to create a version 3 certificate, this is required. So go back to the folder here and say notepad v3.ext extension. Yes, we want to create a new file and bring this information in. Save this and save this in the same folder. There it is. Now the command that we are going to run here, I think I already copied it in. That's the wrong one. No, that's the right one, but I did not copy it in yet. Copy. This is the command that we are going to run. OpenSSL X509, so we are creating this certificate. We put as input the server, client server's request, the root CA PAM, the private key is added, the key, private key, don't forget that, create serial out, and the server certificate will be the output file. The version 3 extension will be used as input file. Let's run this. And now we have to give the passphrase again, because this is used as recognition for the private key. 2, 3, 4. The passphrase that we used before creating the certificate. That's it. Now there is this in the folder. We have the root key, root PAM, the server key, and we have the server certificate. Now let's copy the server, copy server.crt certificate to cert.pam and copy server.key to key.pam. And now go to the other thing in here. Basically the box where the website is hosted. So these are the keys. This is the website. We list it. There's a task pane. Now we're going to bring in copy c temp 2021 10 12 star dot pam. Let's see what we have now. We have 3 PAMs and we only need 2. So delete the root ca.pam. So now we have the original files task pane, the manifest for the add-in, and 2 PAM files, the private key and the certificate. For now, let's see if this is running. HTTP server, make that secure, and CORS for current folder, and we put it on port 3000. That's not working. And why is this not working? It is working, but it's task pane.html. There it is. And you can see that connection is secure. If we go to the certificate, we see that it's issued to localhost, but it's issued by Software in Software. That's our certificate authority. We are our own little certificate authority. The issuer is that's me. So that's a good thing. And now, the next thing that we want to do is not do this on port 3000, because the generic port for secure pages is 443. So get back into here and kill that. Now we do the same thing, but now the port number will be 443. It's not private. And the reason for that is that we did not sign it with the 127.001 task pane.html. Let's make that localhost. Because that's what we signed the certificate for. So this is actually working. So now we are now going into the repo. And kill this. And make a change in the manifest file. Manifest file. Because what you've seen, maybe I should emphasize this a little bit. So what you've seen here was actually the page that was stored in this location. Dave Chestnut, GitHub.io, PMP, Office Add-in samples, Hello World, assets, and then an icon. So let's test that and see if that's indeed the case. Now, by the way, it's incorrect what I'm saying. I was showing the task pane HTML in here, but when we are going to serve the manifest from within Office, it will go to the GitHub pages, in this case created by Dave Chestnut. And let's test the picture in there. Here you see the logo picture. So when I'm now trusting the manifest in here, let's close this and start Excel. So we first have to share the folder. See, what was it? Data, repos, and then 2021 10 12 for today. Office add-ins, samples, Hello World. There is the manifest file. We need that to sideload the add-in. For that, we need to share this folder, properties, sharing, share it, and share it to me in this case, share. Now, remember this. If we go in looking into the properties again, sharing, we see here this folder. If we open this folder, you should see that's the folder with the manifest in there. That's important. So if we now go to Excel, starting Excel, it's a new version of a new Office layout. That's nice. Going to options, Trust Center settings, and then we go to the trusted adding catalogs. And this one from last week, so we can remove that. And we bring in the new one, add in and show in menu. Okay. Next time we run Excel, it will be available. This is the old one. So let's run Excel again. Bring in an empty worksheet. And as you can see now, the previous add-in is gone, so we have to bring in the new one, hosted in this shared folder. We go to My Add-ins, Shared Folder. There's Hello World. Add it. There's the button. Now let's move it a little bit to the side for you to see it. If I now press this button, the task pane should open. It is, but this information is actually from the GitHub site, as it is hosted by the manifest file. The manifest file is telling us to load this file. If I go to the browser, open this, you'll see that this is the one that you see in the task pane. And is it secure? It is secure, I think. Yeah. What certificate's on there? We have an actually signed certificate by GitHub, because this is running in the GitHub Pages. So that's good. And it's running here. But now let's say that we want to make some local changes and do the same thing. Don't save this. Now we go into the editor. Now we have this task pane here, and we have this button. When you click it, it says say hello in the button face, but the text above it will be mentioning hello world, and we will change this in hello soft as in software. Save this. And now let's have a look again when we run Excel. It's already loaded. If we run this, let's bring it a little bit to here. You see that it's still the GitHub version as is specified in the manifest file over here. So how do you get to display your local task pane file? For that, we need to copy the XML, copy and paste it, then rename the old one so that it's no longer manifest.xml, and we will rename the new one to take place, to replace that. And what we are going to do here is to replace this complete section into HTTPS. Now let's do that a little bit different. Control H. Replace this by HTTPS localhost. And I did not include the backslash, so she will retake that out again. I replace them all. So now it's pointing to localhost assets. And this is currently, is it currently running? Let's have a look if it's running. That's, this is the, no, this is not currently running. So let's start that. HTTP server secure CORS in the current folder and port 443. By default it's apparently kicking in 127.0.0.1, but we make that localhost and task pane. That's this URL. Let's try one of the links in the manifest file. For instance, the one with the picture. Copy, bring that in. There's the picture. And let's see, did we save this all? Oh, save this. So if we now go to taskpane.html, let's see if that's the case. Localhost taskpane.html. Control F5 because we want to refresh the cache. You see it's now soft as in software. Now the question is, if we go to Excel, don't save, and start Excel again. Go to blank workbook, insert, my add-ins, shared folder. Let's refresh this. My add-ins refreshed or updated. Add this. And now let's see what it's bringing if we press this. It's now hello world. Refresh. So this is the old one. So I want to remove the cache somehow. Can we just remove it? Let's see if I save the manifest, by the way. Manifest. Try again with Excel. Insert my add-ins. Shared folder. Refresh this. Let's see. Still the old one. Why is it bringing the old one? Because the URL is pointing to the wrong one. So how do we get this to clean? Options, Trust Center, clear, clear all the web add-ins, don't do the same thing all over again. Must be an easier way to clear the cache, I think. Now the button is gone. And now we have to bring in the add-ins again. Trust Center, trusted add-ins. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Apparently that was already there, so let's see if we can bring it in then. Add. Got it. Still loading the wrong one. Let's have a Google. Clear add-in cache office add-in. Add-in are often cached. Choose the personality menu. Yeah, it's on a Mac. We don't want to do this on a Mac. There we are. Add-ins doesn't load in task pane. Other issues. Changing effects. You may need to clear the browser cache. Is it actually in there? Let's see what's in there. It's extending it with the current folder. That's not what we want. File's not found, so it should be empty. Yeah. Let's try this again. Don't save. Excel. Let's see if we actually create a change in the file here. The manifest file is pointing to localhost. Saved. Blank. Insert. Add-ins, my add-ins, shared folder. Refresh. Edit. Still pointing to the wrong one. Okay, let's change this. can't be because it's still having this one there. I would expect. Let's try this again. Options, trust center, catalog, remove. Okay. That's gone. Okay. And now because I'm not saving, this is kind of strange. Isn't it also not saving my settings? No, now it's cleared. Add the catalog. Showing menu. Okay. Bring back Excel. There's not much to do with certificates, I admit, but we need to do this to see if it's doing what it should do. Insert my add-ins, shared folder, refresh. Hello world. Come on. How is this possible? What browser is this? It's DevTools. But this is what we wanted here. Application, local storage. Let's try it again. Still the wrong one. Let's do this drastically then. Let's close the options first. Trust center, trust add-ins, remove. Please confirm that you want to clear all previous started web add-ins. Oh, that's maybe an option. Yes. Okay. 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 Close this. Don't save. Now let's do it again for the second, third, fourth time. Blank page. Insert my add-in. There it is. Refresh. Oh, where did it go? Oh, because the option is still not there. Options, trust center, trust add-in catalog, add catalog, showing menu. Okay. Okay. Insert, managed, refresh. Still not showing. Why is it not showing today? There it is. Oh, it's always the next time you open Excel. Blank. Insert. Add-ins. Shared folder. There it is. Now let's see if it's actually loading the right one. Got it. Still it's not there. I think it's because it's just picking the first one in the folder. Is that actually the case? Don't save. So let's take this out. Delete it. File. Save. Let's bring this to Notepad. Let's see if it's actually containing the right text. Soft is in software. So how does it make this mistake of taking the other one from the cache? Quite surprised. Excel. Still not there. Let's clean it out once more. Well, let's do this. Depends on what is loading. Settings. Cache. Clear browsing data. Now choose what to clear. All time. Clear everything. Same thing here. All time, everything, clear data. Let's close this all. That's taking a long time. Cache clean of Chrome. There it is. Excel. Options. Trust Center, Trust Center, Trust Center catalog. Remove it. Let's clear it first. And remove. Okay. Now we're absolutely sure that we only have this manifest file in here. Maybe there's another David in here. It's not, it's only localhost. Let's check the localhost if we do this. Copy, use the browser. This is the right one. So why is not Excel is not loading? options. Trust Center. Copy. Add. Enable it. Okay. Interesting that it's still showing there. Excel. Insert. My add-ins. Shared folder. Refresh this. I wonder if there's another option to just delete this. It's not showing my add-ins. I can only add it, so. Well, that took some time. Not easy to get this cache cleared. I do need to do some research on that, how to clear the cache in between. Google. Yeah, clear the cache obviously. Clear Office, Excel, and in cache. To remove all side-loaded add-ins, Excel. Let's have a look at this. Delete the contents of the folder. If the following folder exists, delete contents too. Let's try this first. Web view. Adding info, Excel. That's different. The other one. That's not so interesting. To remove sideload add-in from Outlook, that's different. Sideload, remove sideloaded add-in. You can remove a previous sideloaded add-in by clearing the browser cache. But the question is, which browser are you using at that time? If you make changes to your add-in manifest, for example,